With all the magic in the world of Harry Potter, money is still a source of power. Financially speaking, some Harry Potter characters are better off than others. Fans of the Potter lore have been introduced to characters of nearly every kind, but it is still the rich who hold the keys to the Society of Wizards. One must look no further than Voldemort's wealthy lineup of Death Eaters for proof. Some Harry Potter characters come from old money, secured by the wealth of their ancestors, to a life of financial security, like the pure-blood aristocracy, storing their riches in the Gringotts vault. Others did not come into money so conveniently, and have relied on their hard work to get them their money, such as the wandless Muggles, those not of the magic lineage. In either case, some characters have far more money to go around than others. So who are the ones who are better off? Let's take a look at the 10 richest characters as ranked by wealth in the magical world of Harry Potter. 10. George and Fred Weasley. The Weasleys are certainly not of rich background, but twins Fred and George did manage to start turning a profit during their days at Hogwarts, ultimately leading to the opening of their Weasley Wizard Wheezes business, which, while short-lived, opened for just a few months, they made a killing throughout the Half-Blood Prince arc on Diagon Alley. While their shop largely dealt in magical humor elements, orders were placed by the Ministry, securing their anti-dark magic products as well. Thanks to their business and the fact that one of the most prominent British wizards was one of their biggest clients, the Weasleys got to live a life of money. Within just a year, they were adorned in gold jewelry and dragon skin jackets. 9. Horace Slughorn. Fans of the series first come across Horace Slughorn as he is squatting in a Muggle home in hopes of not being found by the Death Eaters. But while one would expect this to be a miserable scenario, Slughorn's existence is quite luxurious. In large part, he owes it to the gifts he received from priming some of his most promising students for success. Serving 50 years as both the head of Slytherin House as well as one of the premier potions masters in Hogwarts certainly accumulated him some earnings, and on top of that was put up by Hogwarts for free lodging. That is all before considering the heritage that was confirmed to be his in his short stories from Hogwarts of power, politics, and pesky poltergeists. Needless to say, Slughorn is sufficiently loaded. 8. Albus Dumbledore. Surely being one of the most intelligent headmasters in the history of Hogwarts had to be worth quite a bit. While Dumbledore didn't live a flashy lifestyle, his 30 years at Britain's sole school of wizardry must have paid handsomely. His full-time residency at the school also makes it likely that his expenses were minimum. If all that isn't enough, Dumbledore moonlights as Wizengamot's chief warlock as well as the supreme mugwump of the International Confederation of Wizards. Juggling those 3 positions takes a person of exceptional brilliance, one who would be handsomely compensated for his efforts. 7. Garrick Ollivander. Garrick Ollivander is not just UK's premier wand craftsman, he is regarded as the best in the world. Such prestige draws a load of customers to his Diagon Alley shop, especially young wizards and witches looking to get their first wand. Of course, simply selling wands won't earn him his fortune, with each wand selling for a mere 10 galleons, and the fact that most wizards only use one in their lifetime. But wand science is a delicate, intricate, and serious work, so when a wizard seeks a top wand lore expert, like Voldemort does, Ollivander can have a very steep asking price for his masterful services. 6. Gilderoy Lockhart. Gilderoy Lockhart didn't have the most moral money-making strategy around, but one cannot argue with the results. His method was to exploit wizards who were not commercially attractive, yet amazing at their craft, for their stories. Of course, he would remove the names actually associated with the heroic tales, but their collection became a set of bestsellers that turned Lockhart into a household name. Lockhart's reputation got him a job as a Hogwarts professor, though he only lasted a year, proving to be one of the school's all-time worst. Add that to the book royalties and book signings that he charged a pretty penny for, and Lockhart did well for himself. His scheme likely would have worked for years to come if his memory charm didn't backfire in the Chamber of Secrets. 5. Sirius Black. Being the final House of Black descendant, Sirius inherited centuries' worth of heirlooms, gold, and undesired pure-blood prejudice. He was left with all of his Uncle Alphard's possessions, including his ancestral home at 12 Grimmauld Place. He may have been disowned by his family, but he still inherited the total of the contents in his family's vault due to the traditional male inheritance line. The actual amount stored in the vault is never explicitly revealed, but the Black family had house elves in their service, something attributed only to the wealthiest upper crust of society, and have done so for several decades. Never mind the fact that Sirius gifts Harry the Cadillac of brooms in The Prisoner of Azkaban. Needless to say, the wealth in Sirius's pockets must be significant. 4. Harry Potter. Harry Potter himself was distinguished for many things, but aside from being known across the wizarding world as the boy who lived, he also was the direct inheritant of the Potter family fortune. In addition to that, he is provided everything in Sirius Black's inheritance as well. Harry first finds out about the wealth he actually possesses in the first novel, The Sorcerer's Stone, and delves into it by spending it on gifts for his friends. How much Harry is actually worth is tough to pin down, but fans have analyzed the story enough across various mediums, such as Reddit, that theorized that he is worth just north of $1.26 million, which is evidenced by the fact that he gives Fred and George Weasley 1,000 galleons without blinking an eye. Even after the triumph over Voldemort, he pursues his career in magical law enforcement, so it's clear that his standing in wealth and stance of virtue had not changed. 3. Lucius Malfoy. J.K. Rowling provided the sacred 28 through Pottermore, listing the Malfoy family as among the most wealthy wizarding families in Britain. It is that wealth that drives Lucius Malfoy and his son Draco to be as arrogant as they are, rubbing their wealth into those who aren't as wealthy, like the Weasley family. A good chunk of the money came from Narcissa's side of the family, the Blacks, but Lucius was not lacking for wealth himself either. After all, he's not employed, and yet he is a former owner of a house elf and the master of Malfoy Manor. Until Voldemort made his return, Lucius was one of the most influential wizards in society, who, despite formerly being a member of the Death Eaters, rubbed shoulders with Fudge. Could have something to do with multiple large donations he made to help people forget his past associations. 2. Bellatrix Lestrange. Before her marriage, Bellatrix Black, the eldest sister of the ultra-wealthy Black family, was the first in line for the parents' possessions in the events of her death. Her assets would also be merged with her husband Rodolphus Lestrange, a member of yet another family from the sacred 28. In Gringotts, which is a vault already nearly impossible to break into, Bellatrix's heirlooms and money are protected at the highest levels of Gringotts security, under the guard of a dragon. The riches included towers of treasures, gold, and jewels, amounting to a store of wealth known to nearly no one in the series. Certainly, this was from far more than a Death Eater salary, if there is one, paid by Voldemort. 1. Nicholas Flamel. Nicholas Flamel was introduced to Harry Potter fans as the conjurer of the Sorcerer's Stone, but fans only met the renowned alchemist in Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. Around since 1330, Flamel manifested the stone to transform any metal into gold, as well as grant the elixir for eternal life. Making anything into gold meant that Nicholas Flamel had no financial worries, ever. When he finally had to destroy the magical stone to prevent Voldemort from getting to it, he had lived for 600 years, which is more than enough time to amass unspeakable wealth. There were no items comparable in this regard to the Sorcerer's Stone, so Flamel is easily the richest human in the Harry Potter lore. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed our content, give us a like and subscribe so you can be up to date on our goings-on. See you later.